In news from Jamaica, the chairman of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, Dennis Chung, told CEEN Caribbean News on Thursday that the release of the report into the operations of the NSWMA by the public defender only this week is pointless. He made the comment on the basis that all the issues outlined by the report, including financial mismanagement, disregarding the stipulations of the NEPA permits, and mismanagement of the Riverton City dump, have been or are currently being addressed. As for the recommendations, among which is for the NSWMA to take legal guidance from the Office of the Attorney General, Mr. Chung asserts that might not be necessary.
We had a lawyer on the board along with our legal officer. We looked at the NSWMA Act, and it clearly defines in Section 4 what our responsibilities were, and that is what we used as our guide in terms of our policy making. So we were very, very clear. I mean, I don't think we needed to go any further because the Act is there, and the Act spoke directly to what the responsibilities of the NSWMA were, which primarily is that we're responsible for the management of solid waste in Jamaica. The intention of the Parliament, as was stated in the Public Defender's report, was for the NSWMA to become a regulatory agency, but that can only happen when all the other things are sorted out, when the legal infrastructure is in place between companies. And at that point in time, then we can spin off, but we have to have a structure in place for garbage collection. We couldn't just move towards becoming a regulatory authority and there's nobody to collect the garbage. Before we get there, we have to sort out all the issues that are there, the major issues.
He adds that the NSWMA has initiated a pilot project which would enable the push to become a regulatory body.
We were going to look at privatizing as a pilot project the garbage collection in Portmore. That way NSWMA would just regulate it and it would be carried out on contract by a private entity. And the whole thing of moving towards landfills, we recognize that needs to be done, but that comes under the purview of, at the time, the Ministry of Local Government, where an enterprise team was set up to look at the commissioning of the dumps into landfills where they would manage waste to energy. Based on that happening, we didn't make any move towards that from the point where NSWMA, because we couldn't do that, given the fact that process was being looked at.
And as per the recommendation by the Public Defender for the Contractor General to investigate, what its report says was the awarding of contracts to loyalists of the People's National Party, PNP, Mr. Chung says that too is dated.
The Contractor General was already in there looking at various contracts. So that recommendation really is dated again, like many of the other ones in there, because it looked around the March 15 file. But Contractor General has been in there for a few months now, looking at contracts.